Hey everyone, and welcome back to Everyday English Plus. I'm Avery.
And I'm Eden. Thanks for spending a few minutes of your day with us.
Yeah, absolutely. So today we wanted to talk about something that I think it's kind of a big deal for learners. It's this gap, the gap between the English you learn in a textbook and the English you actually hear people use.
Oh, a huge gap. It's like learning to cook by only reading recipes, but never actually, tasting the food or seeing someone cook in a real kitchen. The textbook stuff is so clean.
Clean, that's the perfect word. It's perfect. The grammar is perfect, the sentences are complete, and nobody talks like that. I mean, not really.
Right, exactly. So that's our topic today. How native speakers actually talk about daily life. We're going to get into the messy, real stuff.
The messy stuff. I love it. Okay, so where do we even start? I guess the classic example is how are you?
Ugh, yes, the textbook dialogue. Hello, how are you? I am fine, thank you. And you?
I don't think I've said the sentence, I am fine, thank you, in my entire adult life. I mean, maybe sarcastically?
Totally. So what do we say if a friend sees you? They're probably not even going to say, how are you? They might say,
Hey, what's up? Or how's it going?
have you been? Yeah. And the answer is almost never, I am fine. It's
Pretty good, you? Or not bad, what about you? Or even, can't complain.
can't complain is a big one. Or if things are just okay, oh, same old, same old. It's this whole language of not being super direct.
Yeah, it's more about the connection than the actual information. It's a dance. And I think that's true for talking about, well, everything. Like work. A learner might say, my work is very busy, which is perfectly correct.
Correct, but not what you'd probably hear. I'd be more likely to say something like, oh man, I'm totally swamped, or I'm buried in work.
Swamped, yeah, or it's been a crazy week. There's more imagery, it's more expressive. Or the opposite, if work is slow, you wouldn't say, my work is not busy.
No, definitely not. You'd say, things are kinda slow right now, or it's been pretty dead this week.
Kinda slow. That word kinda is so important. We use it all the time to soften things. It's not a direct yes or no, it's somewhere in the middle. We're kinda tired, or the movie was kinda good.
Totally, it's hedging. We do that a lot. Same with sort of, or I guess. It makes you sound less aggressive or less certain, which is, how most people feel a lot of the time.
Right. Okay, let's think about daily routines. In a textbook, it might be I wake up at 7 o'clock. Then I eat breakfast. After that, I go to work. It's very robotic.
Like a list of facts. Yeah. In reality, if someone asks what your morning is like, you'd probably say something like, ugh, well, I usually have to drag myself out of bed around 7. Then I'll, grab some coffee, try to get myself together, and then head out the door.
Drag myself out of bed. Get myself together. Head out the door. Those are all phrasal verbs, which they're everywhere in spoken English, but they can be so tricky for learners.
Oh, they're the worst to learn, I think, because the meaning isn't always obvious. Head out doesn't literally mean your head goes out first. It just means to leave.
Exactly. And we don't go to a place as much as we run to it or swing by or pop into.
Yes, like I need to run to the store. It doesn't mean you're actually running, it just means a quick trip. Or I'll swing by your place after work. It means a short, casual visit.
And think about how we talk about being tired. A learner might say, I am very tired.
Mm-hmm. And we'd say, I'm exhausted, I'm wiped, I'm beat.
I'm running on fumes. That's a good one. It's like a car with no gas.
Yeah, or I'm just dragging today. All of these create such a clearer picture than just tired. It tells you how tired.
Okay, What about making plans? This is an area where being too direct can almost sound a little rude or just off.
Yes, so a textbook might teach you to ask, do you want to have coffee with me on Saturday at 2 p.m.?
It's so formal. It feels like you're being summoned to a meeting.
Right? Instead, it's usually a series of questions. It might start really vague, like, hey, are you free this weekend? Or we should totally grab coffee sometime.
Sometime. That's the key. It's low pressure. You're testing the waters. And then the other person says, yeah, I'd love to. Then you can start to get more specific. Cool. What's your Saturday looking like?
What's your Saturday looking like? Such a good phrase. It's so much softer than, what are you doing on Saturday? And we use wanna and gonna instead of want to and going to all the time. Wanna grab a bite?
All the time. It's just faster, more fluid. Another thing is how we talk about family or people. You'd learn to say, my mother and my father.
But we just say my parents, or my folks, or you might hear my mom and dad.
And when we talk about our day, we don't always say, I did this, then I did that. Sometimes we leave the I out, especially in texts or casual speech, like, went to the gym, grabbed a smoothie, now finally home.
Yeah, the subject is just implied. It's understood. You're just giving the highlights. It's efficient.
What about when things go wrong? Like you're stressed or having a bad day? The textbook might give you, I am feeling stressed.
Right, but you're more likely to hear, ugh, I'm so stressed out, or I'm freaking out about this exam.
Freaking out, that adds so much emotion. Or I'm at my wit's end, which means you're out of patience. You can't handle anymore.
Yeah, or even just, I can't even right now. It's grammatically weird, but it perfectly communicates that feeling of being completely overwhelmed.
I can't even. That's a great example of modern slang becoming just part of the language. Textbooks can't keep up with that stuff.
No way. And it also brings up how much we use filler words like, you know? I mean, um.
Oh, constantly. I'm sure we've used them 100 times already in this conversation.
Probably. And learners are often taught to avoid them, to sound more intelligent or fluent, but everyone uses them. They're like punctuation for spoken language. They give your brain a second to catch up.
They do. They signal that you're thinking, that you're not done with your thought. If you remove all of them, you sound like a robot. It's unnatural. Speaking of things that aren't strictly proper English, what about how we agree with people? The textbook is very clear. You say, I agree.
So I guess that brings up a good point. Why is this so difficult for learners? Why does this gap exist and feel so massive?
I think it's because learning a language in a classroom is about rules, structure. You need a foundation, and that foundation has to be solid and clear. You can't teach all the messy exceptions and idioms at once. It would be too confusing.
That's true. You need the basic recipe before you can start improvising in the kitchen. But then a lot of learners get stuck on the recipe. They're afraid to break the rules because they've worked so hard to learn them.
Yeah, there's a fear of making mistakes. But all this natural language stuff is not really about rules. It's about patterns and just exposure. You pick it up by listening, by watching movies, listening to podcasts like this one.
And not being afraid to try it out. Maybe you use an idiom and it's slightly wrong. It's okay. Most native speakers will understand what you mean and they won't judge you for it. They'll probably just be impressed you're trying.
Totally. It's about moving from, is this sentence grammatically correct, to, does this sound natural? And that's a big shift in mindset.
It is. And the best way to develop that ear for what sounds natural is to listen a lot to real conversations.
So, what's the takeaway then? I mean, for a learner who's listening right now and feels a little overwhelmed by all this.
I'd say don't throw away your grammar book. You need that foundation, but start paying attention to the real stuff. When you watch a TV show, notice how a character says they're busy. Don't just hear the words, hear the phrases.
That's great advice. Be a detective. Collect phrases. If you hear someone say, I'm running on fumes, write it down. Think about when you could use it. Maybe try it out with a language partner.
Exactly. And don't worry about sounding perfect. Sounding natural is messy. It involves hesitation, filler words, and sentences that, kinda just trail off.
Yeah, exactly. It's about communication, not perfection. I think that's the bottom line.
Well, I think that's a pretty good place to wrap things up for today.
Yeah, this has been fun. Hopefully, it was helpful for all of you listening. Remember to just keep your ears open. The real world is your best textbook.
It really is. Thanks so much for tuning in to Everyday English Plus. We'll be back soon with another topic to help you sound more natural.
Until then, keep practicing. Bye, everyone.
Bye.